Hey, what is up, guys? Back out with another video, and this one's going to be the top 5 fantasy busts for the 2016 season. Now, a lot of you guys are going to disagree on these. A lot of you guys are going to agree on these. I want to hear your thoughts. So after this video, if you guys want to, go ahead and go down in the comment section and leave your thoughts. I want to see what other people are thinking too. But these, after all my research and thoughts and everything, looking at everything, these are my top 5 busts. People who I don't expect to live up to expectations and not necessarily that they're going to do super bad, and I don't like them at all, but I would take so many guys ahead of them, and I think they're just going to have a down year, um, according to last year and their previous years before. So let's head to the number. Then these are not ranked at all. These are just 5 guys. So I'm just going to go through. Let's go to the first one. I have DEVONTA Freeman, the running back for the Atlanta Falcons. Now Freeman, he came in the league last year, filling in for Tevin Coleman after he got injured, and he stepped up in a huge way. Seemed like he was scoring like 3 touchdowns every game. It was ridiculous. Everyone started picking him up, and he put up massive points. But this year, I just don't see it. Towards the end of last year, he suffered an injury, and he wasn't the same back at the end, middle to the end of the year. He couldn't get anything going. The only thing that he could is the passing game. He had those huge screen passes, or I mean, he was a really good receiver out of the backfield, but he just couldn't get anything going on the ground. And just I think it could carry into next season and this coming season, and maybe with a lingering issue with injuries and stuff like that. I think that it's just gonna slow him down. I don't think he's ever gonna be the same like he was last season in those crazy weeks that he had. So I'm not looking at Freeman as a big running back threat this year. I have a lot of guys ranked ahead of him, as you guys will see. By the way, I have my top 100 list. I just made all my top 100 as the ranking, the player, and the position on there, all for my thoughts. So I'm going to have that down in the description. You guys can easily click on that, download it, and you guys have that. Also, of course, I have my positional rankings as well. So both links are down there. Go ahead and make sure you grab those because those are really helpful. I'll be updating those every week. But that's Freeman for that. So we're going to go to Matt Forte. Matt Forte is not on the Bears anymore. He transferred right over to the Jets. And I don't see it this year. He's splitting a lot of time with Bilal Powell, maybe even 50-50. Maybe Forte might even get a little more. But I really like Bilal Powell. He's almost the same player as Forte. They both catch in the backfield really well. And just going to a new team like the Jets, I feel like the Jets are going to be more of a passing team and they're not going to run as much. And I don't feel it for Forte. I feel like he's going to lose his grind. And on the Bears had to rely on him a lot because they didn't have many other options except uh, Alshon Jeffrey. But now with the Jets, they have a bunch of options there. Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker. Now they have, he's going to be split time with Powell. I just don't see it this year. I don't think he's going to put up uh, that much points as expected for a player like Matt Forte. Just don't see it this year. Now let's head to the next one. We have Chris Ivory. Was on the Jets. Now he is on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now Chris Ivory is going to be splitting time with TJ Yeldon, and I like TJ Yeldon a lot more this year than Chris Ivory. People have it switched around, but I don't like Chris Ivory this year. I think he had a good year last year. Well, he did have a good year last year, but transferring to the Jags, I just don't see it. I think TJ Yeldon's a much better pass catcher out of the backfield, so I think Blake Bortles likes that a lot better and can rely on that a lot better than Chris Ivory. He can't really catch out of the backfield, not the best receiver. So I think TJ Yeldon's going to have that number one job, and I think he's going to get most of the playing time. I just don't see Ivory getting uh, a lot of points for you, and maybe he could be a decent pick for your bench team, but he's nowhere near a starter. I don't really see it this year. I think it's a complete bust. Don't like Chris Ivory this year. Let's move to the next one. We have Steve Smith, the old 37-year-old. I think he's 37. Maybe he could be 38. Somewhere around 37. That's the last time I read. He's old. He's on the Ravens. He was fantastic for the first few weeks of the 2015 season, but then he had that bad torn Achilles injury that took him out for the entire year, which was sad and a downfall for many fantasy players. But Steve Smith coming back, looking strong, but I don't think so. I think that was crossing the line. I think that was going to be his full potential. It's all on decline now for this man. And I think the new number one there is Kamar Aiken. I think Kamar Aiken is going to step up, be that guy, and I think they're just going to be a rebuilding team, honestly. Kamar Enkett's a young guy. They got Kenneth Dixon in the backfield after FORTE. I just don't feel FORTE's going to be that good. He could have been a top 5 bust too. I just left him out, but FORTE I don't like this year as well. Steve Smith, don't like this year. I think he's going to be a bust. I just see a big regression from him. I just don't like it this year. And for the last one, we have Emmanuel Sanders. Now, this is going to surprise a lot of people because he's good. He's really good, and he puts up a lot of points. But I'll give you guys reasons why I don't like Emmanuel this year. Even with Demarius, I'm not that big on Demarius, but I believe that Demarius is that true focal point of that offense, and he's the go-to guy there. But Emmanuel Sanders, I just don't see it this year, honestly. We all know about that struggling quarterback position, whoever's going to take it, Sanchez, whoever. But I just Sanders, I'm not feeling this year. I don't feel like he can live up to expectation. I don't even feel like Demaryius Thomas can live up to the expectation, but I think he can do a lot better than Sanders. And I believe they could be a much better running team. I think C.J. Anderson is going to see the ball a lot this year and catch the ball out of the backfield. And their defense is going to be really good, so it's going to have to force their offenses to score points to win them games. And I see them running the ball a lot, and I just don't see Sanders being a huge factor in that offense. I think he'll be a good factor, but not a huge factor. I think he might put up numbers like Randall Cobb did last season. That's my prediction. So that is it. That was my top 5 bust of the 2016 season. Like I said before, if you guys disagree, if you guys agree, whatever your take is on this, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section so I can take a look at that. If you guys do like this video and this helped you out a lot, go ahead and click that like button down below. Just like I said before, both my rankings down below in the description. Go ahead and click on those, download them because they will help you out a lot. Updated every week, so go ahead and check back every week if you guys can get the updated version for those. And that is about it. Subscribe for a lot more of this. And, yep, so I'll see you guys later. Peace.